Kaya. Kaya Wanju. I say to you in my language, just to say, here I am, Kaya. Yes, I've arrived, I'm here. Wanju, welcome. Welcome to Western Australia, those of you that might have travelled over from interstate or even from over the oceans. And to our West Australian colleagues, welcome here to this convention centre. One of the important places, and in my Aboriginal world, in the Noongar world, if we built mai like this or houses or structures like this on our lands, which we did with the materials we had, and we had these meeting places which we called our corroboree grounds, and we would meet there regularly to discuss the business of how our society would continue to do good things. And this is what this place is. It can be called a sacred place for us human beings living in Perth. Some of us are a bit worried that the windows weren't facing the right way towards the river, the Derbil-Yerrigan, but we'll let that be. I want to say to you, Kaya Wanju, Nitjen Ngalangat Badlagan, Ngan Demaga Marn Gajurut. I follow in the footsteps of those before me, the wise people, and the elders, and those people that were able to provide information and pass it off to me so that as I got older, I could become an adult that would be able to take my place in this modern world. And we Aboriginal Australians have been crying out to do this for a long time, for far too long. And I don't want to hark back on history, because history is something that we should all move forward from. But now and then we have to reflect back on it and just say, yes, there were things that happened in history that weren't very nice, traumatised other human beings. And today it's our responsibility to move it all forward. And these conferences that we come to talk these special business and get the protocols right and to move into the future are so very, very important, and I acknowledge and welcome you all here for this special event. Ngan mam buja wachak buja, ngan nyunga maman, ngan wachak nyunga maman. This is my land, and this is the land of the Wachak Noongar. We've never left this land. We come in all shades of grey and brown and black today. Some of us have fair skin because we've now married into other populations, which is the way that this world develops. And we will continue to do that. We have ancestral pathways now back to particular places in Australia, down through our Aboriginal grandmothers and grandfathers. But we also have grandfathers and grandmothers that are coming to us from other parts of the world. That doesn't diminish our Aboriginality, that strengthens it, because that's what you need in this modern world. This world is shrinking, and us Aboriginal people, to take our rightful place, need to understand what's going on in Japan, what's going on in China, what's going on in Europe, what's going on in New Zealand. And I've done that. I've travelled around and I've been to places where other Indigenous peoples, other brown-skinned people live, and other brown-skinned people talk to me about their lot in life, and I come back here a much more enthusiastic and learned man. And I can take those messages into our community. We've got to get rid of the indifference that exists amongst some of our mobs, right? We've got to tell certain systems and put in place certain systems to get us to do it better. Nunungalanyining Wachak Puja, you're sitting on the land of the Wachak Noongar people. And as I said, I'm one of them. My family have a strong connection back to this river. But there are others, and they don't get the chance to stand up here like me, but I talk on their behalf because there are thousands of us, and you won't see us in the concrete jungles of Perth unless you look very hard. If you want to go down and see some of the mob that come from other parts of Australia and Western Australia, you might go to the parks and you'll see our mob sitting down in parks, drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, and basically getting on with their lives, because that's what they do. We've been sitting on this land and in parks and on the side of rivers and on the grass doing our own thing over millennia. And today we have systems in place that are trying to stop us. We have people that are turning on sprinklers and silly things like that. And these people are basically homeless. So I thank you for allowing me to do this, Welcome, because I do get a chance to just talk a little bit about the social context of Aboriginal Australia, and particularly us Noongar people. There are 13 tribes of Noongar people that live in the southern part of Western Australia. So the southwest of Western Australia has a population, a block population called Noongar, and Whadjuk is one tribe. The tribe south of us is the Binjara people. The town Pinjarra is named after the Binjara tribe. The Balladong people live over the hill. The Ewart people live just north of Perth. And we all know who we are, and we're an intimate population. Yeah. But we're Noongar. Puai wagul mial jinning and nidja Whadjuk budja. Puai wagul mial jinning and nidja. Tobacco-free Oceania. Perth 2015. I've asked the great spirit of our people, the Waggle. And I say to the Waggle, and the Waggle built and made all of this land before the concrete and the other things come to it, but the water, the river, the Mirranmura, which is the Darling Range, the earth, the budja, the noises that you hear, they all belong to the Noongar people. The bird noises, the shade that you sit in when you go to sit on the side of the river on a hot sunny day, that shade belongs to Noongar people. And I bless you and give you the spirit of the Waggle to assist you to enjoy the wonderful natural assets that exist within Perth. Of course, there are other things that aren't so natural here, but artificial assets which we have, which young people go to, nightclubs and other places, which are also assets which we have for our special benefit. Kaya, Nganjurapan, Kat Murich. I'm happy to be here. I love standing up and telling other human beings, let's get on with it. I've suffered too much in my life. I've experienced racism. I've experienced indifference. I've seen other human beings experience it. And I reckon it's time for us to all move forward and say enough is enough. Let's stop all of that stuff. But one of the main reasons you're here is to stop people from smoking cigarettes. And I want to wish you all the best for that. I want you for the next 3 days to make sure that you come up with some good strategic ways forward for us to stop people from smoking cigarettes. In the Aboriginal population, it's still very high, at least 2 times the non-Aboriginal rate, and that's not acceptable to me. And we know that they connect up to the social ways of life. Sometimes you can do some good strategic things to go in and talk to people, and that sort of cognitive therapy behaviour, yep, we can go and talk to one another. I'm on a national committee, actually, everybody. I sit on a national committee called ANACAD, the Australian National Advisory Council on Alcohol and Drugs, with some very powerful Australians. And I take these messages back and we talk about one another, and I say, yes, I was at the tobacco conference the other day, and I would be very keen to read the outcomes of this conference, Mike and others. But I do want to acknowledge people like Terry and Mike and Russ from the Health Department, the new Attorney General. And there are faces in here that I've seen before. Thank you. All the best to yous. Budawun Janang in Noongar means until the next time. Thank you.
This last dance we do is called the Nyambi. It's a celebration dance. So what I need help from the audience also. So I just want you to clap your hands along with the boys.